Let's get into our week 3 picks for the NFL here. We're going to go through and predict every game and give some best bets. I'm going to take the Jets on Thursday Night Football. I really don't think there's much else to be said there. I really think that this could be a clobbering. It's going to be the beginning of some bad games maybe on Thursday night. Giants at Cleveland, another game that you probably don't want to watch. You probably want to take the under in this game just because both teams, their defenses aren't horrible and their offenses are pretty poor, especially the Giants. And yeah, probably, yeah, Cleveland's offense not great either. So I'm going to take the Browns, though. As much as I think the Giants could win this game, I think I picked them in the preseason to do so. I can't do it after what we've seen. Philadelphia at New Orleans. Now, I love New Orleans. You guys know that. But I'm still going to take the Eagles here. It's hard to maintain this level of play that the Saints have going. They have scored like 80 points already. It's wild. I don't think that they can keep on doing that, right? I think they might have a little bit of a letdown here at home. The Eagles did not look great, but I think Nick Sirianni is going to realize he's coaching for his job here, and he's going to make some better decisions, make some more conservative decisions, kick some field goals here. So I think they do win this game. I think New Orleans is, are they favored right now? I think they might be by 1 point, or maybe it's 1 point the other way. That's going to go back and forth all week, but I'm going to take the Eagles here. I'm going to take Houston against Minnesota for obvious reasons. I think Minnesota finally kind of comes back down to earth, whereas the Texans, they are already up on a different pedestal than everyone else. I think Minnesota has had some good performances, but I don't think they're going to be able to maintain that level of play either, like New Orleans. I'm gonna take Tampa Bay at home against Denver. Nice, easy game here for the Bucks to go 3-0. Like for New Orleans to go 3-0, that's a tough one. For Pittsburgh to go 3-0, that's a tough one. There's some games here that, yeah, it's gonna be tough for a lot of teams to improve to 3-0, but for the Bucks, it looks pretty doable. Green Bay at Tennessee. I'm gonna take Tennessee. Like I said earlier, I don't think the Packers will continue to have much success with Malik Willis. We have to remember Malik Willis used to be on the Titans. Revenge game, perhaps? No. I'm not buying into it. I think the Titans will play well at home. They can't go 0-3. 0-3 for the Titans just doesn't really sound right. So I think they get one here against backup quarterback for the Packers on the road. I just don't think the Packers are going to be able to continue to get lucky and sneak out some wins here without Love. With Love playing, I think this is a win for sure, though. Chicago at Indianapolis. Does Indianapolis going 0-3 sound right? No, it doesn't. So they win this game here as well. The Bears defense probably holds them under 24 points, but the Bears offense may not score above 10 here. So that's why I have it looking at there. Chargers at Pittsburgh. One of these teams is going to go 3-0, right? I don't think it's the Chargers. Again, the Chargers have had a nice, easy schedule here to get going. I don't think that they can go on the road to Pittsburgh and pull off another win here. With those weapons, which don't look great, I think Justin Herbert's still only thrown for like 300 yards total between 2 games. He's had a couple touchdowns in there, but the offense doesn't look that potent for the Chargers. While I'm not saying that, the Steelers' offense is much better, but I just think that they're a little bit more well balanced. They have things a little bit more tight knit. So I think they're able to pull out the win here. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I feel like even if this was in LA, I would pick the Steelers just because Chargers home field advantage is minimal. But yeah, Pittsburgh here gets the win. I think this would be the second year in a row that they beat the Chargers. Last year it was in LA. Miami at Seattle. I'm going to take the Seahawks here. You got Skylar Thompson starting at quarterback, who's not bad. I think Skylar Thompson might be better than Jacoby Brissett. I don't think he's that bad, but I think he loses this game here on the road in Seattle. Here's my biggest, boldest pick of the week. Carolina at Vegas. I'm going to take Carolina. Vegas coming off an emotional victory on the road, coming back home against the lowly Panthers. It's a trap game. I think they get snuck up on here by the Panthers that are going to be reinvigorated by Andy Dalton starting a QB. And the head coach of the Panthers, I don't think he's that bad. I think he actually will have something to work with here with Dalton. And Dalton might have a nice 300-yard passing game here right now. I would not be surprised if Dalton goes out there and throws for 300 plus 3 touchdowns. I mean, he's waited for this moment. We saw what he did last year when he started for the Panthers. That one game, he played very well. I think he replicates that here and he beats the Vegas Raiders straight up. Does it sound right for the Raiders to go 2-1? Like, I don't know. I don't know. San Fran at the Rams. Yeah, I mean the Rams are just injury ravaged. I don't think San Fran going 1-2 sounds right. So I'm going to take them here to win. It's a big spread though. It's a big spread for the Rams being at home, but I do like the Niners to win. Detroit, Arizona, really good game here. I think Detroit pulls off the win. I love, you guys know, instead of more talking about like the ins and outs of the games, I like talking about a little bit more like the statistical kind of like outside perspective of everything. And to score 42, 41 points, whatever it was that the Cardinals did, it's hard to go next week and then score and win a game against a good team, right? So I think they lose this one here, even though it's at home. I think Detroit bounces back after a tough loss. Arizona's defense, while they held the injury ravaged Rams at 10 points, I don't think they're going to do the same against the Lions, who are so offensively capable. Now, I've gone back and forth about this game for a long time. Baltimore, Dallas. I went back and forth all day. It's got to be Baltimore. Baltimore will not go 0-3. But my problem with taking Baltimore here is that that would mean that the Cowboys would go 0-2 at home to start off the year, which would be crazy, right? That's two crazy things. One of these things is going to happen. Either the Cowboys go 0-2 to start the year at home, or the Ravens go 0-3 without an injury to Lamar Jackson. One of those things will happen. Both of them are absolutely absurd. I think it's the first one. I don't think the Ravens are going to go 0-3. I think they get a win here against the Cowboys, who may not be as good as we think, right? So I do like Baltimore here to win. Kansas City, Atlanta. Obviously, I'm going to take Kansas City again. They get an extra day to prep and prepare for this than Atlanta does. Atlanta got lucky to win against the Eagles. I think Kansas City is just a very much so well-rounded team, and they're much better than the Falcons. Jacksonville at Buffalo, taking Buffalo, probably by a landslide. Jaguars look really bad this year. They're a team I can see going 0-3 because they had opportunities to win both of these prior games and they gave them up. So you're not going to then go on the road and expect to beat the Bills, who have looked tremendous so far. So I'm going to take the Bills there. Jaguars got them last year. I think Bills tag them back here. And then also on Monday night, you have Cincinnati at home against the Commanders. Easy win for the Bengals. Again, a team that I don't think will go 0-3. Commanders, I don't see them going. Who did they play week one? I'm blanking on who they played week one. But yeah, no. They're not going to win here in another game. Not against the Bengals on the road. I think Jay Daniels might get his first passing touchdown, though, but that's not saying much. So those are my picks. Jake went Jets, Browns, New Orleans. So he's kind of getting on the New Orleans train there. He's taking Minnesota against his hometown Texans. Tampa Bay, he's taking Green Bay. I'm not surprised about that. He's taking the Colts. He's taking the Chargers on the road at Pittsburgh. He's taking the Seattle Seahawks. He's taking the Raiders at home, obviously. Not many people are going to take the Carolina Panthers like me. He's taking the Niners, Detroit. He's actually taking Dallas here and doesn't like the Ravens. He's taking Kansas City, Buffalo, and Cincinnati. So we're pretty similar, but some of those more kind of tricky games we're on the fence about. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out. His best bets, over 52.5 in the Detroit, Arizona game. I don't mind that. Both highly offensively capable teams. I think they could put up a ton of points. Green Bay +3 thinks they're going to win outright. And then Philadelphia, New Orleans over 50. I don't think both of those overs hit. I think one of them will. And if I had to pick one, it would be oh man, this is tough. I think that the Detroit, Arizona has a better chance of going over than the Philadelphia, New Orleans game. I'm just going to say that. Here are my best bets. Giants, Cleveland under 38.5. Denver, Tampa over 39.5. I think Tampa scores maybe close to 30 points. Chicago, Indy under 42.5. Take every under. Every Bears game, take the under. That's my advice. Houston minus 2.5, Tennessee minus 3. So I'm big on AFC South teams this week, except for the Jags. Carolina plus 5.5. Might as well take them on the money line according to my pick. Baltimore minus 1. Rams plus 7.5. If you can get them for a touchdown plus the hook, I think that's pretty good value. And then college, Kansas plus 2.5. I'm very surprised that they are not favored, although I kind of forgot the team that they're playing. So it's not great. Let's look that up here real quick. Oh, West Virginia. Yeah, West Virginia has not looked good this year at all. So I'm very surprised that they are not favored. They're plus money on the money line. But I'm just going to take them in the points. LSU minus 23 against UCLA, who's looked really, really bad. USF plus 16.5 at home against Miami. I think Miami is going to overlook USF here. They already just played a cupcake game. I think they're going to try and think this is the same, but USF's legit. Iowa, Minnesota, under 36. It's time to just start taking every under for Iowa games, Minnesota games, Michigan games. Just take the under in all those like weird Big Ten games, especially when it starts to get colder. Colorado minus 1.5. I think that's a good play against Baylor, who's not very good. Indiana minus 28. Crazy. I was like stuttering there because I've never bet on Indiana University to cover, especially minus 28 against. Oh, they're playing a bad team too. They just played UCLA. Indiana University. They're playing. Who could they be? 28. I think it's Charlotte. Yeah, it's Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte's like one of the worst teams in FBS. Then you got Iowa State minus 21. I think they are coming off of a bye, and they're a lot better than people think, in my opinion, because of the fact, I mean, they'd be a good Iowa team on the road. And we saw what happened. Last week I took Michigan to cover against Arkansas State. Arkansas State had a backdoor cover in that game. I don't think they cover again. Like, that's why I'm going to take the opposite team here. I'm going to take Iowa State to actually cover against Arkansas State. Then we're going to rip off the over in the Arizona State Texas Tech game at 60. I know it's a big number, but both these teams, really let up a lot of points. And then USC, Michigan under 46. Like I said, it's time to start taking the unders in all these, Big Ten games. And then last but not least, Cal on the road at Florida State plus 2.5. So you have a 3-0 Cal team against an 0-3 Florida State team. And Cal is the one that's 2.5 plus money. I'm going to take them for sure. Not taking them on the money line. This kind of feels like a 30-29 game. Like maybe Florida State pulls it out late. I actually don't mind the under in this game either. But that's all I have for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Feel free to write in. And yeah, enjoy the week of football. It's going to be great. We'll see you guys next week, hopefully with my fellow accomplice, Sideline Sorcerer Jake. Bye now.